In this video, we're going to see how to calculate a few simple definite integrals. So suppose we have a function f of x is equal to a, where a is a positive constant. So the graph of this function looks like this. That's at a height of a. If we want to find the integral from 1 to 4 of f of x dx, that means that we want to find the area of the region from 1 to 4 between the function and the x-axis. And that's the area of a rectangle. Area of the rectangle, which is equal to the base times the height, and the base is 3 and the height is a. That area is equal to 3 times a. Now suppose we have the same function, f of x is equal to a, and we want to find the integral of f of x dx, but this time the limits of integration go from 5 to 1. If you look on the number line or on our graph, x, y, height of a, 1, 5. Since the limits of integration are given backwards, this is equal to the negative integral from 1 to 5 of f of x dx. So even though this area here is above the x-axis, it still counts as a negative, and that area is negative base times height. The base is 4 and the height is a, and that integral is equal to negative 4a. Now let's suppose our function this time is equal to negative square root of a. I'm not telling you what a is, but negative square root of a is some negative number. So it'll appear down here, negative square root of a. If I want to know the integral from 1 to 4 of f of x dx, that is the integral below the x-axis from 1 to 4. Since the region is below the x-axis, it's negative the area of that rectangle, and the base is 3, and the height, it's a negative height, but the height is the square root of a. And in this case, if we were to reverse the order of the limits of integration and look at the integral from 4 to 1 instead of the integral from 1 to 4 of negative square root of a dx, on the graph, the function appears below the x-axis, and the limits of integration are going backwards from 4 to 1. So first of all, this is negative integral from 1 to 4 of negative rad a dx, which is negative, and then because it's below the x-axis, the area is negative base times height, negative 3 square root of a, and 2 negatives make a positive, so this integral becomes 3 times the square root of a. So 2 important things to remember. If the area is below the x-axis, you have to change the sign, and if you reverse the order of integration, you also reverse the sign. The end.